RowdyDawg here. Okay, take off my protective hat there. Keeps my old bald head protected from the sun. But okay, I'm starting this new turf. I put a vid up here about what it looks like. I've got to get this leveled in here. There's lots of high spots. I've got to get it leveled and get some grade done on it. You can see it there. It's not quite level. I got to get lots of dirt in here to get this thing level and get it evened up with my other section of turf over there. But anyway, I just got a load of topsoil. I've got all the grass killed in here. That's the main thing. You get all the grass, get all the roots out best you can. Some of the grass is dead grass. It's not alive, so it's fine. And I can just lay this new dirt right over the top of it, and I tamp it down. It's not going to go through the felt barrier and the aggregate. So got to do what you can. So anyway, I'm starting. Get my wheelbarrow filled up. Got a load of dirt and old red there, and here we go. And I'll show you when I get finished getting it all leveled out and laid out with the dirt. All right, I'll be back. Hey guys, RowdyDawg here. This is another installment of the artificial turf install I'm doing in my hot tub courtyard. Last night I got all the new dirt in. I've got everything packed. You can see it's all nice and level. And had some debris blow in. We had a storm come in overnight, so it's washed in, and got some leaves and things in here, but it's not a big deal. I'm gonna put down what you do here after you get this done. See, I got it all packed down. I used my tamper, packed it all down. I still got to get under that underhang there. What I do is I put a board with a rubber mallet and I'll tamp all that down underneath there, that overhang. I can't get my tamper in there, but I'll get that done. And I got to allow this to dry now because the weather came in on me. You know, we had like 80 degrees yesterday. Now it's like in the 50s. It's crazy. But anyway, that's I'll put down the cloth. You've got this, it's like a Tyvek type cloth you put down, and then you put your aggregate on top of that, so it gives you a good barrier, so nothing can go through it, and you get leveling with your aggregate and so forth. And I'll show you that when I get to it. All right, put up the vid when I get the cloth, get dry. It's gonna be a couple days for that to dry out enough so I can get my cloth down and get the aggregate. I'll go ahead and buy the aggregate and have it here, stage it, and have it ready to put in. I gotta do that, so I'll see you on the next vid. Hey, RowdyDawg here. Okay, we're getting back on our turf. I got artificial turf around my hot tub courtyard. I got everything leveled. I brought in 2 tons of dirt. I brought up the level in here about a foot, about 2 inches all around. We had a hell of a rainstorm here, and it's causing me not to be able to finish this area because it's too wet. I did go ahead and compact the soil under the underhang there, and I used a 2x4 and a mallet, rubber mallet, to compact that soil that's underneath this underhang here, this overhang. That way when I put the grass in there, it'll be good. Now, one thing that some guys do that you know, I'm doing this, and I don't know if you guys do or not, but I'm doing it, is I am leaving my sprinklers in here so I can rinse this. My dogs do get in here occasionally. Excuse me, I'm wiping the sweat out of my eyes. Started messing with my eyes. Anyway, I am gonna leave my sprinkler heads. I've got, you know, several sprinkler heads in here, and I'm leaving those in here just like I did my other area because I have 5 dogs, and they do get in here, and you know, they do get in here and do their business occasionally. So it's nice to be able to turn the sprinkler system on and rinse this artificial turf off. And I've got a blower, and I blow it off and blow the debris. You can see debris that blew in here from the storm Well, it's real easy. I've got a fence panel over here that I leave unscrewed. I just pull that fence panel, take my blower, and I can blow all this area out with my leaf blower and clear it out and get all this gunk out of here. And so it works good. But anyway, I'm getting ready to lay got my felt there, and I'm getting ready to lay my felt. I'm only going to do this area right here today. And if you can see my truckload, I've got a truckload of aggregate. And I've got medium aggregate. Medium's fine. You don't have to get the fines. I'll tell you something. If you have a materials, like landscaping materials, where you can get aggregate, get medium aggregate. I got it for $87 a ton. If I was to buy this stuff in the bags that they get at Lowe's or Home Depot, it'd cost me $1,600. And I needed 200 bags. Crazy stuff. So I've got a ton of aggregate right here, medium aggregate, and it's not the fines, it's the medium, for $87 for a full ton. That's going to be probably enough to give me 2 inches in this area from there all the way over to the fence over here. And you can kind of see that where my wheelbarrow's setting. I'm going to do that whole area right there. I've got to lay the felt in there, see how far I get with my aggregate, but I think I can get at least that done. And the rest of it's got to dry out. I can't do the rest of it, but I got to get the aggregate out of my truck because I got tree limbs down all over the property from the storm that came in and blew a bunch of tree limbs out of my trees. I've got over 100 trees on this property, and it blew a bunch of limbs out of my trees. I've got to get all that up, so I've got to get that, unload the aggregate to be able to do that. So dang, if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be doing this today. But I've got to, anyway, got to do what you got to do, guys. Okay, I'll come back in a minute after I get the felt laid down and start the aggregate process and show you what that looks like. All right, bye. Be back. Hey guys, okay, I'm back. I got the felt laid. This is probably all I'm going to get to do today because I just don't have enough. It's too wet. I've tried. I've got down on my knees with my knee pads, and I'm digging into the soil as I'm moving back. So you got to make sure that your area, I compacted it and then a rainstorm came in and it's just too wet. And it's kind of a shady area. That's probably why grass won't grow over here, because it's just too shady all the time. Anyway, I got to let that dry out, but I've got this done. I'm going to go ahead and lay my aggregate in here 2 inches to 3 inches in here. And you can see I've laid the felt. And what you do is you use these pins. See these pins? And you lay those in there and you hammer them in with a rubber mallet right there. I've got a whole bunch of them hammered in. About every couple feet you want to lay it down where it's pinned down well, so when you lay your aggregate it don't start pinching. But anyway, that's where I'm at. Got the felt down, getting ready to throw the aggregate on it and tamp it down. And hopefully I can get rid of the majority of that aggregate in the back of my truck over there so I can go haul my tree limbs. But anyway, I'll continue this on. All right, see you in a few. Hey guys. Whew. Okay, next phase. I've got the aggregate in. One of the things, see the aggregate's in there. You guys can see that. I can't really tell because of the glare on the camera, but that's aggregate. I've got it leveled as best I can. I decided I'm just going to have to shovel in and do this area from there all the way to here. And then I'll stop there because it's just too wet. But that's as much as I can get done. I'm going to have to shovel. I'm going to have to shovel the aggregate out of my truck over there. I don't have much left. I got about enough to finish this area here, maybe a little bit. But I got to shovel that out of there onto this felt and get it level with the other area over here. You can see I've kind of made a mark there. So anyway, I got to get that leveled up. Get this last bit of aggregate in here, and then I'll lay the grass. Still got to tamp it. Now, one thing that I did the last time, they say to wet this and then tamp it. I think that's a mistake. I think you should tamp it down, get it level and tamp it first, and then spritz it with, if you have a misting, nozzle that you can just mist over it and then mist it out good. Because what happens is, well, especially because I'm hand tamping, I'm using a hand tamper, and if you wet it before you start tamping, then all your stuff gets on the bottom of your tamper and it pulls it up. Instead of tamping it down, you'll pull big chunks of it out, and that's not good. So anyway, I'll get the rest of that aggregate laid over there, and I'll tamp it down, and then I'll show you what that looks like before I lay the grass. All right. See ya in a minute. Hey guys. Okay, I got my aggregate in. I got it all tamped down. It's all compacted. I wet it down very slightly. And you don't have to wet it a bunch to get it compacted really well. It's nice and level and compacted. You gotta, I had to stop right here. That line right there, you can see it comes across. But I, had to do what I had to do. I'm only putting about 2 inches of aggregate here. They say 2 to 3. I went ahead and did 2 because this is not a high traffic area for us. It's a very low traffic area, as a matter of fact. Nobody really leaves the patio. The only people that get out here on this are the dogs, and that's very rarely. So anyway, it should be fine. What you do here on the edges, you go around. After you get the grass in, you go around with a 2x4 and a rubber mallet and tamp it down hard on the end, on the edges, all the way around on the edges. And that makes it see a nice, firm, straight edge along the edges once you get the grass in. The grass, they say to make sure that when you lay the grass, is that it all goes the same direction. You'll see when you get it, it's in a roll, it lays down. You want to make sure it all lays the same direction because it looks goofy if you don't. So anyway, I'm getting ready to lay grass now, and this ain't easy. It's a tough job. I don't feel very well anyway, but I had to get this done. And hey, it's supposed to rain tonight. We got another daggum 100% chance of rain tonight and tomorrow, so I've got to get the grass down on this. I don't want all my hard work of putting this aggregate in and getting it tamped and then not be able to put the grass in, because then rain will come and wash it. Some of it will wash out. So anyway, these tampers here really work well. They weigh about 25 pounds. That's a 10x10 tamper, and it works good. I've got too small of an area here to really use one of these gas powered ones. They don't, you can rent them cheap, but just trying to get it maneuvered around in here was tough. I rented a sod cutter, and it was a waste of money because I just don't have the room to maneuver in this small area. It's only about 5 feet across in one area and 4 feet across in the other, and it's a U-shaped area. It's really small, and so I'm just going at it, taking my time. I'm taking a break now and getting ready for the grass. So that'll be my next vid. I'll show you the grass once I get it laid. I'll talk to you. Bye. See you on the next vid. Hey everybody, Russ the RowdyDawg. Here we are back for another stretch of turf installation. Okay, I'm laying my next set of, you can see my aggregate there. I had to stop because we got into a rainstorm that came in, and I got this all this is tamped down, leveled. You can see I got some grass in there. Hope y'all can see that. I can't really tell. There's grass in there. All this is compact. I've got another load of aggregate, and I've got all this dirt compact, and you have to put cloth down on it. You can see the level of my aggregate. It's about 2 inches there, I guess. Probably a couple of inches, maybe 2 or 3. But what I'm doing is there are some low spots, and I'm putting a little more aggregate in there to make up for these low spots that are giving me fits here. But anyway, I'm putting down my cloth, getting ready to lay in this aggregate, and then the hard part, really, but this ain't easy. I mean, it's it's not fun, but you know, you just take it methodically and slowly, and you know, you get it done. I take a break about after every 2 or 3, and you pin this cloth down with these pins. You've seen that, those U-shaped pins, those called landscape pins. There's some right there. I use them to mark my sprinklers. Mark my sprinkler heads, because I'm leaving my sprinklers in here so I can rinse this, because my dogs do get in here. I'll turn these sprinklers on and rinse this thing down. And you also put some filler sand, which is called microband. I'll show you that whenever I get to that. But anyway, the cloth is going down. I'll check you on the next stage of this. I'll get the cloth all laid and then show you what that looks like before I lay the aggregate in. But anyway, it's coming together. Coming together. Just hard work. I'm gonna probably finish it by Sunday. It's Friday afternoon. And about 1:30, 2 o'clock Friday afternoon, I should have this done by Sunday. Working, you know, 4 or 5 hours a day on it. But anyway, we got storms moving back in next week, so I need to get this done, get the grass laid in, get the infill sand in it, so you know we can get on down the road from it. I'll show you the finished product in stages here. Anyway, cloth going down, I'll show you that, and then I'll lay the aggregate. And the aggregate part, where you use your tamper to tamp it down and make a solid base, that's, boy, that is hard, man. That is hard work. That tamper that I use, it's a hand tamper, and you pop it up and down. And after about 200 or 300 strokes, buddy, you're pretty wore out, but probably more than 2,000 or 3,000 strokes on what I have left here of pounding, and maybe more than that. I mean, it's a bunch. But you just do what you got to do till you get it tamped down. You wet it a little bit, get it leveled, and then tamp it. Anyway, I'll be back. I'll see you on the next vid. God bless. All right, here we are, guys. Russ the RowdyDawg. Woo! Putting my aggregate down. I gotta quit. It's we're supposed to go out to dinner with friends, but anyway, I wanted to show you. I just started getting the aggregate laid in here. You can see that. You can see around the corner over there. That's my cloth. I'll walk around there so you can see it. I'm not allowed. Anyway, that's where I'm going. I've left my stuff here. My truck is on the other side of that fence there with my aggregate in it. I got about half of it down, but anyway, it's coming along. Glad for the break. It ain't easy, man. It ain't easy, no doubt, but it's coming along there. You can see there's the cloth. I'm gonna lay this about 2, possibly 3 inches. I've got kind of a low spot there. This is the opportunity, if you have low spots, to fix those with the aggregate, because you want that. The aggregate, it also drains the soil, as well as keeps everything nice and drained, so you don't get mildew and mold and stuff build up underneath your grass. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll keep making vids here. I'm gonna get back at it tomorrow morning. Get this aggregate down, get my tamper on it. Oh, God. Woo! Put down about 5 wheelbarrow loads tonight. There's my tamper. That thing, you can do curls with that. It's pretty heavy. That probably weighs 25 pounds, I bet. Not right, but I don't have an area where I can use a machine run, gas powered tamper. It's just not enough room in here. So I'll hand tamp it. It's a good workout. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow. God bless. Hey guys, the RowdyDawg. Okay, I got all my aggregate in. Got it pretty well smoothed out. You can see it there. It's pretty well smoothed out. Getting ready to lay the grass. Here are the tools, the essentials. I use a knife. This is a carpet blade knife. That's great for cutting the grass. It's got, it's kind of like carpet, so that works great. You have to make sure you change your blade out so you have a nice sharp blade, get good clean edges. And then I also use this too. This is, well, it's a carpet knife. Another kind of carpet knife, works excellent. And what I do is I measure this. I don't lay it and try to cut it while it's down on the ground. I will measure it out and cut it and I have some 2x4s. They're laying over there, you can see right there. And I'll measure it out, and then I'll bring it up here and I'll lay those 2x4s out and use these knives here to cut along those lines and cut it there to length. And then once I get it placed, there'll be some niches like around posts and things, those posts and stuff, where you have to notch it, and you know, so it'll fit nice and snug. You always want to cut it, you always cut it a little bigger than what you think you need, and that you can always trim it. So it's a lot easier to trim than it is to have to cut a new piece because you didn't make it big enough. There's nothing like that. You need a rubber mallet, and I use a 2x4. This goes around, you know, areas where you can't get to, like this underhang over here. That overhang there, I'll use this and the rubber mallet to tamp that down and make a nice firm base there. Anyway, I'm getting ready to start tamping. You got to wet it down. Key here, do not wet too much. Don't wet it down too hard, because it'll start sticking to the bottom of your tamper, and then it starts making holes in your base. It's a pain in the butt because the aggregate will stick to your base. So you don't wet it down too hard. You can always wet it down after you tamp it to set it. You know, wet it down pretty good after you tamp it, and that way it will dry and set nice and firm, so you can then lay your grass. But anyway, that's what I got. You can see it there. I got it all laid in. This is the aggregate. It took me about two loads in my truck, in my pickup, to get this. And there's the first fill of grass. This here has been tamped already. This all the way to the corner has been tamped out, and it's ready to lay grass on. But I want to get the rest of the aggregate in here, and then I'll tamp it out. The tamping part is, man, it's fun. That's the worst part. I had to take a break, let my body recover from loading this in here and leveling it. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I'll get it wetted and tamped and maybe show you what that looks like, and maybe put some grass in and show you what that starts to look like. It's going to look nice when I get it done. You can see over here where I put these two levels in. It turned out real nice. There's where I ended it right there. But these areas turned out really nice. It's it's kind of messy now. We had a storm. We've been having a lot of wind and stuff come in here, and all I do is get a blower. Just blow it out with my leaf blower. Don't have to worry about grass dying or dogs peeing on it or nothing. It's really nice, and pretty much low maintenance, except for a little bit of leaf blowing every once in a while, and even that's rare. It's not often. So, okay, I'll be back. Y'all have a good day, and I will get to work. God bless. Hey guys, it's Russ the RowdyDawg back. Man, I have just found out something fantastic. I put a little too much water on my aggregate. You can kind of see I'm going to have to, my daughter is taking this video of me doing this, so bear with us. Okay, she's going to pan down. See my hand, Addison? Pan down. See the aggregate here? See this right here? This is a sprinkler head, and it's going to be far below the level of the aggregate. Do not do that. It's going to be far below the level of the aggregate. So what I've done is I've got some PVC couplings, and I put it over the top of the sprinkler head, and I came in here with a 2x4 and my rubber mallet, and I tamped around it like this to get a good solid base. And I'll remove that after the. Come up here where I am, Addison. Come up here and get me in the center of the screen.
Got it.
There you go. Okay, so what I'm doing is I tamp that. Come around here, baby. And you'll see I've got 3 others. Point right here. See, I've got one there. Don't shake the camera too much.
Kind of hard for me because I'm walking on hard rocks.
And then I've got another one right there. See the white? Those are PVC couplings that I had. And those are sprinkler heads that are in the ground, and I just use this and my rubber mallet to tamp the aggregate down around it, so I get a good solid base around those sprinkler heads. Like I said, I want my sprinklers popping up so I can rinse this area. So anyway, that's something to remember. You got me in the screen, Addison? Looks like you're tipped down.
No, I got you in the screen.
Got my face in there?
Yep.
All right, good girl. Okay, she's my big helper here today. So that's one tip. I just kind of figured that out as I'm going here. If you want to put your sprinklers in there, this is something you can do because the aggregate is going to cover these sprinkler heads up. So you need something to protect them. And then use a 2x4 and a rubber mallet to hammer the aggregate down around them so you have a good solid base around your sprinkler heads. Another thing that I found, I kept having problems. I guess I wet down my aggregate too much, and you can see the aggregate is sticking to the bottom of my plate stamper. So here's what I did, and it worked excellent. And you have to do it a couple of times as you go. Come right here, Addison. I figured out that I can do this. A little bit of WD-40 on the plate. Point to the plate. Put some WD-40 on it.
Careful.
Cover the whole thing really good. And that'll get me through a pretty good sized chunk. Are you pointing to me?
Yep,
now?
yep.
That'll get me through a very good sized chunk of this aggregate before it starts sticking to the bottom again. What happens if it sticks to the bottom, it'll make holes because you pick up and it makes holes in your base. You don't want that. And it slows you down when you have to clean it off. It's a pain in the royal butt. So I put this, I put PVC, I put WD-40 on this base, and watch what happens. No more sticking. No more big clumps.
Look at that.
I've pounced all the way around here, and I'm over here. I'm over here in the shade now, so I can keep my hat off. I was over there in the sun. Cool. Point over there, Addison, before the sun was shining. The sun's shining over there, so I had to be real careful. Don't zoom, don't do anything.
I'm not zooming. I'm not going to zoom.
Focus that it's on. Okay, turn back around. All right, so here we go. And I've done that whole area with this tamper right here. Put it there. Okay. Pay attention.
Let me put this on so I can see.
Okay. You got your hand in the camera. All right, anyway, I've got a little bit more of this to do. Addison, you don't take a picture of the picture. Just step back and do an overall pic, an overall shot.
Got it.
I'm having to direct my little amateur cameraman here to do
I'm literally 9 years old, so I don't think that you should call me a cameraman.
He's doing a good job. But anyway, that's where we're at, guys. I've got just this one section here to tamp out. And once it gets firm enough, then I'll come in under the underhang. I don't know why I keep calling it an underhang. The overhang. And use my 2x4 rubber mallet and tamp out all that underneath the overhangs. And you know what? It don't have to be tamped out real good because it's just there's no traffic there. So, but I need to get it firm so it'll be a good base. But anyway, this is the final step before we start putting in the grass. And yeah, just remember that, guys. PVC around your sprinkler heads. If you're going to leave sprinkler heads in your area you're putting the turf in, put some PVC couplings over the top of them, and then you can tap in your aggregate around it with the rubber mallet and the 2x4. And then your tamper. You know, I want to get my aggregate pretty good and wet because I want it to pack good. If it's not wet enough, it won't pack good. It'll make a good firm base. So
How?
And to keep the tamper, the aggregate sticky good, WD-40 on it. About every 5-10 feet, stop and look at your camper. And you can tell you're going to have holes that'll be pulling chunks of aggregate out and sticking to the bottom of your camper if it's sticking. Right now it's in a pretty good section, nice and clean. See that? That's WD-40. You know, that's pretty cool. I guess that's a pretty good tip. Pretty good amateur tip. I don't know if the pros do that, but that's something I just kind of thought, maybe I can do something to keep the aggregate from sticking. I had a can of WD-40 and I tried it. It works. Try it. It works great. Plate campers, I don't know. You don't have to worry about it on a plate camper, but when you're doing hand camping, it's the only way to do it. All right, Addison, we're going to end this. I'll see y'all later. I'll see you on the next vid. Go ahead and end it. God bless. Hey guys, Russ the RowdyDawg. I'm taking a break. This turf is killing me. It is kicking my butt. I'll tell you what, if you guys are going to take this on, get ready. It's hard work. I mean, it is hard, dang, back breaking, knee breaking, elbow breaking work. But the final, the finished product, I guess, is worth it. If you can't get grass to grow, this is the only alternative. I wasn't going to pay $20,000. Actually, more than that, because that was just this area. That was just doing this area right here. They wanted $20,000 to do that. If they were to add this section and the section that goes around my hot tub over there and around over here, it'd have been 50 grand, I guarantee you. I mean, dang. Anyway, just me, man. I can do it myself, Anyway, this is where we're at. I've got a bunch of it laid. I'm in the final stretches here. You can kind of see it. It is not fun. My elbow is killing me from being down on the ground, holding the little stakes and nailing them in and anchoring the grass, but it's turning out really nice. It's going to look great when I get done. You can see there I got one more strip to go along here, and I'll be done with it. A little more back there, as you can see right there, but then I'll be done. Well, not completely done. I'll be done with the grass install. Now I still got to put the infill sand in, and that's what gives it its weight and its natural feel when you step on it, is this infill sand. It has deodorizers in it too, and it's green, so it blends in real well. Anyway, this is it. That right there was kind of tricky, going around that electrical line there. I had to really work that, but once I get the infilled sand in there, you can see the seam, but that will actually, as you put in the infill sand and rake this out, all these seams just disappear. It's amazing once the infill sand goes in, because it makes the grass stand up, because it gives it some a base down in the bottom of the material to hold it up, just like this grass did. This grass stands up nice, looks good. I did this, gosh, last year, I guess. That section back there, it looks really good. You can see. I need to blow it off. We got more storms coming in, so I'm trying to get this finished. But anyway, that's the what I did last year. It's funny how this has a different look. When you look at it from one way, it looks very green and lush, and you look at it from another direction, and it looks kind of, I don't know, it just has a different color. I don't know if y'all can tell that in the video or not, but it's pretty cool. Pretty neat the way it changes color. Anyway, this is going to be a nice change to dead grass in here all the time. Here's what I did with my sprinkler heads. See them right there? I just decided to put a piece of PVC. This is a PVC collar right there. And my sprinkler head will pop up inside that PVC collar. And that way it's kind of protected. I've got the others that way too. One there, one over there. And when I put the grass in, I will leave those in. And that helps the sprinkler head. If there's any issues with it, I can have that to be able to service it, put a new head on it or clean the head or whatever. without having to dig through the grass. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. That's kind of an experiment, because I've had others, like I've got one right here that is below the level of the grass. See it right there? And that one's always a pain in my butt. It don't want to pop up. I can't get it out of there. It don't want to pop up all the time, so I'm always having to grab a pair of pliers and pull it up. It's a pain in the rear, but anyway. Okay, that's all I got. I'll when I get done, I'll get the infill sand in. Here's the infill sand right here. This is EnviroFill. See it there? EnviroSeal. One bag covers, I think that's a 40-pound bag. It covers 20 square feet. That's one bag. About a ½ inch deep after you get it raked in. And that's not cheap though. It's about 80 bucks a bag, and I need about 6 bags. Anyway, guys, I'm taking a break before I finish that last bit over there. And then I can feel like I've accomplished this. I've been working on this, see, all day Friday. I did one load, a ton of topsoil. I brought it in here by wheelbarrow because there's no way to get in here. I had to pull my truck out by the fence, take a fence panel down, wheelbarrow or a 1 ton load of topsoil. I got in here and leveled all this and then hand stamped it. And then you have to come in with decomposed granite. You have to lay your cloth, come in with decomposed granite about 2 to 3 inches deep, and that took 2 tons, 2 truckloads, hand trucked in with a wheelbarrow or with just a shovelful here and there. And then you level it, hand tamp it, wet it and hand tamp it. And you guys have seen this, so I don't need to rehash it. But anyway, 50 grand for this whole thing to have somebody else do it. I've done this entire thing for under 2 grand. And that's with the infill sand and everything. What I'm just doing here today is about 1,000, and it was about 1,000 for the other section. So, just a lot of elbow grease. That a lot of wear and tear on the old bod, but what do they say? What don't kill you makes you stronger. I'm definitely gonna be stronger after this one. I'll when I get finished, I'll do a walkthrough on the whole thing so you guys can see the finished product. All right, God bless. I'll be back. Hey guys, Russ the RowdyDawg. How we all doing today? Well, I finally finished my turf project around the hot tub courtyard. I'm going to walk you up here and show you what I did. Keep in mind that this took me, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Took me 4 days to do this, and that's working from about 10 in the morning till dark every day. And there'd be an hour or two in there that I would take a break, chill. But anyway, it's not easy. It's hard work, but the results are worth it. And I still have to put the infill sand in. I just ordered that, the infill sand, and I'll have it all next week, and I can rake it in. But I'll walk you out here. Let's see what we got going. But turned out pretty good. With the infill sand, what happens is the grass is still laid down from being in a row. It's still kind of laid down. The grain is laid flat this way. And when you put the infill sand in, it will help it to stand up. It gives it some shape and some weight to it, so it feels more natural. But anyway, let's walk around. Here it is. Here, so we got a lot of cleanup to do. Pretty good. Pretty good. And all I have to do is blow this with my blower. Got a leaf blower, and I can take fence panel down and just blow it all out of here. So that's it. And I use these. You can see these little couplings here. Right there, that's a coupling 1.5-inch PVC coupling that goes over the top of my sprinkler heads. That way they don't get caught up in the grass. But, hot tub over top, I gotta replace that top. Wore out. We love this hot tub. We use it quite often. There it is. You guys have seen this. This continues on back up here. I did this last year with this section here and that section way back there, which you can see way back there. Anyway, it all turned out good. Now we've got this area where we could never get grass to grow to look nice year round. And it turned out pretty good. Still got to put some plants in our little flower bed there. Got to get some plants laid in there. That turned out pretty good with natural rock edging around it. And a little planter workstation there that we put in. You can see that or not. It's hard for me to see because I've got a glare on my camera. Anyway, it turned out pretty good. I think that it's going to take me a week to recover from laying all this, but anyway, it turned out good. I'm pleased with it. And the Infill Sand, we've got one of these rakes. It's a plastic tine rake that you rake it's 1 pound to, I think it's 1 pound to 20 square feet of grass. And you use this rake here. This is a plastic tine rake. Just plastic tines instead of metal. And you use that to rake the infill sand in with. And we've got the infill sand order. It's going to take 10 bags. Pretty good size area. Here's the bag right here. We got one bag left over from last year. Right there. And it's green. And it has the deodorizers in it and so forth. But anyway, this project is done, man. The dishes are done. Glad to have that over with. It was not a fun project. It was tough, man. You're down on your hands and knees, pinning that turf in. Prep, a ton of topsoil to get it all leveled and compacted. And you lay your cloth, and then you go back in with 2 tons of decomposed granite. And you have to level and pack that down, and then you lay your grass. But you got to lay it so you don't see the seams. The infill sand helps with that too. Once you get your infill sand in there, it'll help hide the seams and things, which you don't see a lot of anyway. It's the damnedest thing. I mean, here we are today. I'm wearing a coat today. Yesterday was 90 freaking degrees, and now it's 55 degrees. So weather here can't make up its mind whether it wants to be warm or cold. But anyway, it's something new every day. So anyway, what's the alternative, So, all right, guys, that's my project. You guys have a good one. Any questions at all on how to do this? I had a few shortcuts that I used and some different things that I did that helped me get this project done in a timely manner. But if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. Like, subscribe to the channel. I'll put stuff up in here all the time. So, man, all done. Another project in the books. My next one will be, I'm getting ready to do a kitchen sink, a new kitchen sink in our kitchen. Duh. I've got a big project. It's a master suite remodel. I'm doing a complete master suite, master bath remodel. I've already got it gutted. I'll do a walkthrough of it to show you what it looks like. It's demoed all the way back to studs. But anyway, I'll keep bringing stuff in here to show you. If y'all have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to get you an answer. All right. God bless, guys.